Do you think that Hollywood is just never going to respond and people should follow the path you take, which is to do your own stuff, to write your own scripts, produce your own work? Or is there change that is going to happen eventually?
Hollywood is not in the business of making social adjustments. That's not why they're in business. They're in business to make money. If they can find a way to utilize something that you have to bring to the screen that they can make money off, then they listen. It's not about changing their attitudes for blacks to get more work. If a black comes in, and has something that he can bring to the table, some identity that I brought to the table as an ex-football player, and then turned out to be also a good actor, then certainly they'll utilize you to a certain extent. The idea after you get your foot in the door is to get your foot out of the door and go do your own thing, because they only give you, part of what you want. So you have to bring your own thing to the table. I mean, they're in the business to make money. They don't care about what you say about them. They have 2 or 3 meetings every month. All the heads of the studios have meetings every month. And I guarantee you what they do is planned. It's planned. Right now they're into empowering the woman, okay? So that's easy to do because there's no social threat to make a woman a star on television. But if you make a brother a star, then there's a possibility that he may be dating your daughter or your sister or
Right.
your uncle's daughter, right? So they're not interested in creating that kind of social problems. To bring a woman into television, there's a couple of females now who are black who have television shows, but that's adhering to all this talk about women not getting roles. So, as I said, there's no social pressure
Right.
bringing a
Well,
woman.
I think though, I mean, with someone like, Shonda Rhimes, for instance, having a black woman who actually has the power to write a show, produce a show. I think having, people of color, women in positions of power does make a difference. Would you agree? Do you think part of
Yeah,
it is
but
changing who's at the top?
no, that's not good enough. For you to find a way to produce and write and get a film made, you still need a distributor. So now it's up to the distributor to decide how much money and effort he's going to put into the project to release it. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if nobody knows you have it, it's worthless. So this empowering the woman fits into where we are right now. So they take a film like Selma, and they spend a lot of money putting out maybe 3,000, 3,500 prints right away so that it makes its money right away. And then wait and see if anybody else is going to see. They know when they put it out, the black audiences is going to run to it. But does it have legs? Will it have legs? I think that's why it didn't get a lot of recognition beyond the director into the Academy Awards, because it's a film geared to the black audience. And they want to see if it's going to last.
Right.
And if you look at who is leading the march, it's Oprah Winfrey. But Oprah has a plan. Oprah has the power to adhere to the black public and represent blackness, and then go to her TV show and become colorless. She becomes gray in her television show. She doesn't represent blackness on her television show. But in our movies, if you notice every movie that she makes, she is representing blackness. She takes off her makeup. She shows how fat she is, and she wears these unsexy clothes. And that's Oprah being Oprah. But she only does that because she knows she can go back to her show or do her old magazine, and they take 25 pounds off of each hip, and she looks like she's a 92-pounder on the cover of her old magazine.
I think you're being unfair.
It's real.
I think
You
you're
tell
being
me
unfair.
that picture of old magazine is Oprah? Come on.
I think. I mean, do you think that are you saying that someone like Oprah is being inconsistent and sort of pandering to particular audiences? Is that
No, I'm saying Oprah has a plan.
Right.
And her plan is to represent
right?
in the movies.
Right.
Because if you notice, every movie that she's made has been about black suffering, about blacks being treated with injustice. Then she goes and does her television show, which is not representing
Right.
blackness. It's representing Oprah as an entertainer.
Right.
So she has the power to make this transition, to represent and to go back. Being a Black actor is a very difficult situation to maintain representation and also maintain what you really want to do.
Right.
I'm lucky because I represent, and at the same time, I'm doing what I want to do.
Right.
So I don't have the power, but I have the will.
Right.